In this lesson, we're going to be talking about breathing. If you feel like you are having a lot of tension in your breath and things like that, we are going to talk about some of those things today. So let's go ahead and start with the inhale. When you breathe to play trumpet, make sure that you're breathing into your lungs. It should feel like your belly is expanding, not your shoulders going up or your chest filling up. What I mean by that is if when you breathe, your shoulders are going up a lot, that's not good because you're building tension when you're breathing like that, okay? And that tends to stay there when you start playing the trumpet, and then you have tension in your trumpet playing, which is audible. It is a noticeable thing in tone. So when you breathe, your shoulders should actually stay down. They shouldn't move at all. Okay, so my chest is going up just a little bit, but it's very natural. It definitely shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be like that because that builds a lot of tension in your chest and your shoulders and your neck. And those are things that we definitely don't want in our inhale. Another thing that you want to look out for is filling up enough to play, but not overdoing it. So the one end of that spectrum is breathing just a little bit and then trying to play for a long time. That's not gonna work out because you need gas in the car to be able to make it to your destination, okay? So when you breathe, try to get into the habit of filling up to about 90%, okay? 100% is really full and it can make you feel just too full and uncomfortable, okay? But you also don't want to just fill up to 20% because that's not gonna do anyone any good. So when you inhale, just make sure that you are not underdoing it primarily, but definitely make sure that you're not way overdoing it. When you overdo it and you breathe too much, you're going to feel like pressure in your chest, or sometimes you'll feel a pain in your chest, or you will feel way too full and uncomfortable. That discomfort is definitely a red flag. One good way to know if you are breathing properly is to try to feel the temperature of the air when it's coming in. So if you breathe too slow, the air feels warm. Okay, it's either warm or room temperature. But when you breathe quickly and efficiently, you're going to have cold air and you're going to feel that cold in the back of your throat. Those are very efficient breaths because I'm feeling into my belly, my chest and my shoulders are not moving much, if at all, and I can feel the cold air in the back of my throat. So that's how I know that I'm being efficient about it. Now let's talk about the top of the breath. So between the inhale and the exhale, there's that little moment right in the middle where you are at the top of the breath, okay? That moment right there is actually really important. And the one thing that I want to remind you about is not to hold the air there. This happens so often with everyone, I mean, from beginners to professionals, okay? So make sure that when you breathe, okay, it comes in and then it goes right out. There is no time to wait around at the top. Why? Because if you inhale and you hold the air at the top like that, that's going to create tension. Every second that you're holding that air, you're building that tension. And when you're building tension, the trumpet is gonna fight you. It's not gonna work with you, okay? So just make sure that you're not holding it. Just in and right out, in and right out. Sometimes we tend to hold the air as part of a psychological problem, okay? It can be nerves. It can be that you're unsure of yourself, that you are not feeling too confident about your playing. And that can show up really, I mean, like I said, at all levels. So if you're experiencing that, I'm going to give you one tip for that. Try to tap your foot, okay? When you're going to play, just tap your foot and make sure that you play when that foot hits the ground. It doesn't matter if you hit the note or if you don't hit the note, but make sure that you let the air out, okay? So if this is my foot right here, when I breathe, I'm gonna go, and no matter what, I'm going to play when my foot hits the ground. What I don't want is, okay, because right there I'm holding the air and it doesn't feel very good. Now let's go ahead and talk about the exhale. So when you exhale, you're blowing the air now into the trumpet. The one big idea that you want to take into your trumpet playing